If you've ever had a spot in your lower back where you can literally press your thumb into it and say, "Yep, that's it," and sometimes when you press it, the pain shoots into your hip or butt, stay with me, because what I'm about to explain could change how you think about back pain forever. Most people try to stretch it, ice it, rest it, or push through it, and none of that really fixes the problem. Today, you're going to learn what's actually causing that pain, how to safely relieve it today, and more importantly, how to stop it from coming back so it doesn't keep stealing your workouts, your sleep, or your confidence in movement. Welcome to Ageless Fitness Hub, where we focus on training smarter, not just harder, and keeping your body strong for life. Now let's clear something up right away. When people say low back pain, they usually assume the muscles in the lower back are the problem. But in many cases, especially when the pain is very specific and easy to point to with a finger, the real issue isn't the low back muscles at all. The pain you're feeling is often coming from a muscle on the side of your hip called the gluteus medius. This muscle sits underneath the larger glute muscles and plays a massive role in how your body moves. Even though most people never train it directly, here's why that matters. The gluteus medius has two main jobs. One is to move your leg out to the side. The other, and even more important job, is to stabilize your pelvis every single time you take a step. Whenever you lift one foot off the ground, gravity tries to pull your pelvis down on that side. If your gluteus medius is doing its job, it prevents that drop and keeps your hips level. If it's weak, tight, or not firing properly, your pelvis tilts. Your spine compensates, and that compensation often shows up as back pain. This problem is extremely common today, especially if you sit a lot, drive often, or train hard in the gym without balancing your movement patterns. Squats, deadlifts, lunges, even walking and running can all reinforce imbalances if this muscle isn't pulling its weight. To see if we're talking about the same pain, here's a simple way to locate it. Lean forward slightly and run your hands across your lower back. You'll feel two bony points near the top of your hips. These are landmarks that help you orient yourself. Now, move your fingers just slightly to the outside of one of those bones. If you feel tenderness, tightness, or a sharp "that's it" sensation, that's very likely the gluteus medius. For many people, pressing there can even reproduce the pain they feel during daily activities or workouts. So how does this turn into back pain? Let's talk movement. When you walk, squat, or stand on one leg, your body wants to shift weight to the stronger side. Over time, you may not even realize you're doing it. One hip becomes more stable, the other becomes less reliable, and the spine gets caught in the middle trying to compensate. That compensation can overload joints, irritate nerves, and create recurring pain patterns. Here's a quick self-test you can do safely at home. Stand with your feet about shoulder-width apart. Without rushing, try lifting one foot off the ground. Notice how much you have to shift your weight to do it. Now try the other side. If one side feels easy and controlled, while the other requires a big lean or shift, that imbalance is a red flag. It doesn't mean you're broken, but it does mean your hips aren't sharing the workload evenly. In the gym, this shows up during squats when weight shifts subtly to one leg, even though it looks symmetrical from the outside. Over time, that uneven loading stresses the lower back. The pain you feel isn't a mystery. It's your body asking for better support. Now, let's talk about relief. The good news is that when this pain is coming from the gluteus medius, you can often reduce it quickly with the right approach. The key is controlled pressure and movement, not aggressive tools or excessive force. When a muscle is irritated, smashing it with a hard ball can actually make it fight back more. Start by placing your thumb or fingers on the tender spot you identified earlier. Apply firm but tolerable pressure. You should feel discomfort, but it should never feel sharp or unbearable. From here, you're going to slowly move the leg on that same side through a specific pattern. Bring the knee forward and down toward the ground in a controlled way. Once it lightly touches or reaches its comfortable limit, move the leg back behind you into hip extension. As you lift the leg, point your toes slightly downward and move the leg slightly out to the side. What you're doing here is gently flossing the muscle through its range of motion while maintaining pressure. This helps calm down trigger points and improves blood flow without overloading the tissue. Move slowly. Control every inch of the motion. Do this for about 10 repetitions, breathing normally and staying relaxed everywhere else in your body. After a short rest, repeat the movement, but this time hold the leg at the top position for several seconds. Focus on gently squeezing the side of your hip. Many people are surprised at how challenging this feels, even if they lift heavy weights regularly. That tells you exactly why this muscle has been causing trouble. It hasn't been getting the attention it needs. Once you stand back up, many people notice immediate relief. The area often feels less tight, less reactive, and more stable. This doesn't mean the problem is fully solved, but it's a powerful first step. Now comes the most important part, making sure the pain doesn't come back. Relief without strengthening is temporary. To truly solve this issue, you need to teach the gluteus medius to do its job again. During real-life movement, one of the safest and most effective exercises for this uses nothing more than a wall. Stand sideways next to the wall. Place your hand on it lightly for balance, not support. Lift the leg closest to the wall so it's off the ground. Let your hip gently drop away from the wall. Then, using the hip of the standing leg, pull your pelvis back up until the lifted leg touches the wall again. This movement looks small, but it's incredibly effective when done correctly. You're training the muscle to stabilize the pelvis the way it's supposed to during walking and standing. Move slowly. Focus on control, not momentum. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. You should feel this in the side of your hip, not your lower back. If you're currently dealing with back pain, doing this exercise once a day can be extremely helpful. If you sit for long periods, consider it part of your daily maintenance, like brushing your teeth for your hips. As you get stronger, you can progress to more dynamic challenges. One advanced but effective option involves adding a gentle hanging load between the legs to challenge pelvic stability during walking. This isn't something you do in public or without preparation, but when done safely at home, it can dramatically improve hip control. The idea is simple. By adding an unstable load, your gluteus medius has to work harder to keep your pelvis level with every step. Start very light. Focus on slow, controlled steps. If you feel strain in your lower back, stop and regress. This is about quality, not pushing limits. Finally, don't underestimate the power of simply repeating the original controlled leg movement you used for relief. Even without pressure, moving the leg back, lifting slightly, pointing the toes down, and controlling the return builds endurance in the muscle. Over time, this teaches your body that this muscle matters. Always perform these movements on both sides, even if pain is only present on one. Balance is the goal. Low back pain is one of the most common reasons people stop training or avoid movement altogether. But pain doesn't mean you should stop moving. It means you should move better. When you address the root cause instead of just the symptom, your body becomes more resilient, not more fragile. At Ageless Fitness Hub, we believe strength should support your life, not limit it. Training with science, patience, and consistency allows you to stay active at any age without fear of recurring pain. If this helped you understand your body better today, keep showing up for it. Small, smart actions done consistently are what create pain-free movement for life.